YouTube, how are you now? So I've got another time to kill chart for you guys, this time for the finals. Finals just released on Steam for PC and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. So basically, if you're new to this, basically I just gather the stats for each weapon. So you got your magazine capacity, your rate of fire, your bullets to kill here for 150, 250, and 350 health. So light, medium, and heavy classes. And then your time to kill here. So time to kill is going to be in milliseconds. The fastest time to kill is going to be in red. The second fastest within 50 milliseconds is going to be orange. Within 100 milliseconds is yellow. Within 150 is light green. Within 200 is dark green. So on and so forth, all the way down to the bottom. So I separated it by each class. So heavy class compared within itself, medium class compared within itself, and then light class compared within itself for all the weapons there, besides the melee weapons. And all of this is hand tested. So basically, due to frame rounding and that kind of stuff, it could be off slightly. So like all the rate of fires and that kind of stuff is hand tested, and the time to kills were hand tested as well. And there's going to be just some discrepancies there, not only because of the hand testing, frame rounding, that kind of stuff, but also because the game has different shots to kill for the same armor type. So like headshots, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4, and it really depends on why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. Whether it's the dummies themselves respawning with different health values, or if the damage per shot is rounding up or down per shot, and that affects how much damage output it's doing. I don't know what the issue is, but that happened with multiple guns on the same dummy, on the same body part. The shots would vary by 1, either plus or minus, consistently across the board. So I'm not sure what the issue is there. So like I would assume upper torso and lower torso are the same damage, but you can see it different by 1 in some cases and the same in others. So the shots to kill varies by 1 for whatever reason. So you're just going to have to take that into consideration. So that's going to affect shots to kill either plus or minus 1, and then the time to kill is going to be obviously affected plus or minus 1 as well. So I have your theoretical time to kill using shots to kill and the hand tested rate of fire, and then also the in-game tested when the time to kill for shots fired, and then also your in-game when the actual kill registers. So there's quite a bit of a delay between when that last shot is fired and when it actually indicates that you got the kill. So this is more the realistic time to kill, what you would actually experience in the game, whereas this is theoretical time to kill. So you're looking at 1268 here, but in game it's going to be like 1403 milliseconds. So there's quite a bit of discrepancy there. This is what it's going to more feel like in game, but this is your theoretical TTK using the rate of fire and the shots to kill. So this is if you hit every shot at full auto. So if you miss any shots or you're not firing at full auto for whatever reason, obviously you're not going to be getting these theoretical fastest time to kill as possible. So just go through each of the weapons, each of the classes. So the SA 1216 shotgun has the fastest time to kill, except against 350 heavy armor. Even if you're hitting all headshots, 793. Whereas the M60 is the fastest if you're hitting all headshots against heavy armor. But everywhere else it's the fastest. Everything else not even close. Obviously shotguns 2, 3, 4 shot kills pretty quick, whereas these other guns you're going to have to hit multiple shots, but they're about the same. So like the M60 and the Lewis gun are pretty much about the same. M60 is a little bit faster, so within 50 milliseconds here, 100 milliseconds there, 200 milliseconds there. So M60 is faster there. But then if you're hitting all headshots, whereas if you're hitting torso, the Lewis gun's a little bit faster. So what is that? 40 milliseconds, 100 milliseconds plus, 100 milliseconds. So slower here against heavy, but faster against light and medium. So same thing here. Faster here, slower here, faster there. So they're both back and forth. Really depends what you want to use based on recoil and M60 has a 70 round magazine, whereas Lewis gun only has 47. M60 shoots a little faster, 568 versus Lewis gun 497. So either one's acceptable. Not really the greatest, but usable. And then the flamethrower doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It takes quite a bit of time to kill, but it does AoE damage, so area of effect. So if there's multiple targets in the same area, you could kill them all in that time frame, but against one, you're probably just going to get killed because it takes quite a bit of time to kill somebody. The medium guns, so you have your AKM, your FCAR, your revolver, and your Model 1887 shotgun. So FCAR is really good against light armor, depending on whether it's 448 or 560 more consistently. So it really depends here because it's either going to be 5 or 6 shots, whichever one's more consistent. I might go back and test to see which one's more common, but I don't know if I'm going to do all that because it varies and I don't know why it varies. So until I can figure out what it is or get actual numbers, I'm just going to leave it as is. So the revolver kills faster against the torso, but even if it was only 5 shots, it would kill faster against the torso. So 2 of the 3 shots here, 2 to 4 shots, so it varies. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be 3 shots or 2 shots more consistently, but we just go with what the game gave me. So and then against medium armor, revolver is probably the best, except in this upper torso range. If it takes 4 shots, if you're hitting 3 shots, it's fast. If it takes 4 shots, it's not as fast. FCAR is the better AR. AKM's decent, but not as good. 150 milliseconds between these two headshots, and then 200 plus milliseconds for body shots if it takes that one extra shot to kill. So 7 shots versus 5 shots is the same, but if it's 6 shots versus 8 shots, then there's a discrepancy there of 200 milliseconds. So, and then the FCAR is the best against heavy armor, heavy health 350 as well. And then you have your light weapons here, so your M11, XP54, so MP5, LH1 DMR, V95 pistol, SH1900 shotgun. Shotgun's going to be your fastest time to kill because you can get a 1-shot against 150 health. So light class, but that's point blank basically. So not sure what the range is, but it takes 2 shots at 612. So 2 shots against medium and 2 shots against heavy, point blank. So you can get a 2-shot kill against anybody as long as it's close range, but beyond whatever the range is, it's probably going to take considerably longer to kill somebody. LH1 has a decent time to kill all headshots against medium and heavy, and also light compared to the other guns. Not compared to the shotgun and the sniper, obviously, because those are 1-shot kills, but 2-shot kills pretty fast, so that's your best bet if you're hitting all headshots. M11's decent headshots there, decent body shots against medium. So M11 and XP54 are about the same body shots within 12 milliseconds of each other, but headshots, XP54 does faster time to kill, depending on if it's 6 or 7 shots. Body shots, XP54 is faster if you hit, it only takes 10 shots, but then it's 12 shots here, so it's probably more commonly 11 shots. I'm assuming upper and lower torso have the same damage, but I would assume if they have different damage, the torso would do less damage, but in the testing, it's not always the case. Sometimes it takes less shots to kill on the lower torso than the upper torso, so who knows what's going on there, but they're pretty much all over the place. XP54 probably edges out the M11 to a degree against the lower armors, but then the M11 kills faster against the 350 health. So, and the sniper is only usable really against 150, so light if it's a headshot. Everything else takes 2 to 3 shots, which with a sniper rifle, you're going to be dead in that amount of time. 3,000 plus milliseconds, you're going to be dead multiple times over. And then the throwing knives as well, only really usable against 150 health if you're hitting all headshots, body shots, all way too slow. So just meme guns, I guess, if you want to use them to troll people, but if you want to be competitive in there, it's not going to be competitive. So obviously the shotguns are the standouts for the fastest time to kills, but if you're comparing like the full auto weapons, 634, 722, 1000, so 850, 850-ish. They're all within usability realm of each other, but you also have to factor in recoil and magazine capacity and all that kind of stuff too. So there's no real standouts. I wouldn't say. The pistol felt pretty good. So yeah, it has a fast time to kill against medium compared to the full auto, but not by much. I mean, so it's pretty much about the same as the M11 XP54. Again, like I said, I'm not sure exactly why the shots to kill varies by one, but it is what it is. So this is just a preliminary to give you an idea of how the guns perform, but it's not always going to be the case, obviously, because those shots to kill and then also the time to kill in the game feels much slower because there is quite a bit of a delay since from the last shot that you fire that will kill them to when it actually registers the kill. So, but yeah, it's just a chart to give you an idea of how certain guns perform, how you should be using them, or what guns you should be using for whatever playstyle you prefer to use. Personally, I prefer the medium class. I think the heavy class is a little too slow, but that 350 health is definitely helpful, but I'm not really a fan of either the M60 or Lewis gun. They have quite a bit of recoil. So the FCAR on the medium class is probably my go-to. Light class definitely has some good options, but also 150 health is not enough. I don't think either. You die very quickly. So it does have the most movement options available, but at the same time, if you're fighting more than one person, you're most likely going to die. And even if you're head-to-head with one person, you're most likely going to die because they only have to do 150 damage to you, whereas you have to do 250 to 350 if they're not also a light class. So quite a big difference, 100 health difference between each class, which I think is a little too much, but what can you do, you know? So I've done like 340 damage to heavies when they only had to do like 260 damage to me, that kind of stuff. So I should have won the gunfight based on pure damage output, but because they have more health and I have less health, you lose those fights, you know. So 150 to 350 is way too much difference, I think, because you have to do 350 damage in the time it takes them to do 150 damage, and that's not gonna work out in your favor in a head-to-head. So you have to be more sneaky with the light class and movement based and that kind of stuff, evasive. But it is what it is. Game's decently fun, minus the join in progress constantly on the losing team when the game's already over, but also the server issues. But I'm sure they'll sort that out, hopefully, in time since the game just released, but we'll see. It's fun to play, so this just gives you an idea of how the guns perform, so maybe you can make better choices on what you want to use or how you want to use certain guns in certain situations, that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.